Publishing with KDP, a complete guide. Hi, welcome to First Editing. I'm Joellen, and today we'll be talking about publishing with Amazon KDP, which translates to Kindle Direct Publishing. It used to be that traditional publishing was the only way to have your book see the light of day. But thanks to platforms like KDP, self-publishing is now more accessible than ever before. In fact, almost 1.5 million self-published authors and books are released through Amazon KDP every year, and yours can easily be one of them. So in this video, we'll have a look at all the pros and cons of publishing with KDP, and we'll also go over a detailed breakdown of the step-by-step process. So let's start with a quick overview of Kindle Direct Publishing. The program was launched in 2007. Wow. And since Amazon is the biggest bookstore online, publishing with KDP automatically gives you a large platform to market your book. So some very successful authors started their careers on there. For example, Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian, or Joanna Penn, the author of How to Write a Novel. As you can see, there are plenty of advantages that come with KDP publishing. And there's more, such as the fact that KDP royalties are up to 60% on paperbacks and 70% on ebooks, while traditional publishing ranges between 5 and 15%. So that's quite a major difference for you. There's also no upfront cost when it comes to stock and printing because Amazon prints on demand and takes the price off each sale. So in theory, you don't need to spend any money to publish your book. And another advantage is that you get to keep the rights to your work through Amazon's non-exclusive agreement. And since your book is self-published, you're also in charge of the cover design, the publishing timeline, and everything else. So before you go ahead and make a KDP account, you should probably factor in some disadvantages as well, of course. For example, there's the factor that you'll most likely need to hire an editor, a proofreader, and a cover artist. These things come for free in traditional publishing, but here it's all on you. Another con is that the responsibility is fully on your shoulders, so you can't really sit back and relax because you're in charge of the whole project. And the biggest disadvantage is probably the fact that you have to do a lot of marketing yourself, which takes up a large amount of time. But if you already have a large online following, you essentially already have an audience, which makes marketing much, much easier. So, all right, let's go over how publishing with KDP works in practice. First, create an account. Once your account is up, the real publishing process can begin. So step number 1 is to choose between a Kindle ebook and a paperback underneath Create a New Title. Then there are only 3 pages that stand between you and the final product. Page 1 is all about your book: title, subtitle, description, and keywords. Page 2 is where you upload your manuscript and the cover. This is also where KDP creates an ISBN for you. Finally, page 3 is for pricing, royalties, and distribution. Every time you put in a price, your royalties will be automatically calculated for you, so you can tweak the price based on how much you want to get per sale. Now, this sounds simple enough, right? In theory, there are only 3 pages between you and your manuscript and a real book out there in the world. But of course, uploading everything is only the first step of the whole publishing process. First, you need to format your manuscript and cover, which is a whole chapter in and of itself. If you're publishing a paperback, remember that you need to pay attention to trim size, margins, and the bleed. So trim size is your book's width and length. And the most common size for paperbacks is about 6 inches by 9 inches. Margins are 4 lines of blank space that make it so that your text isn't cut off during printing. Very important. And there are 3 outside margins and 1 inner margin, which is called gutter. And bleed is a printing term that refers to illustrations and other graphics extending past the trim section. So, for example, an illustration that covers both pages would need to have a bleed setup so it goes all the way across. As for the cover, you need to upload an image that shows the front, the spine, and the back all at the same time. And factoring in bleed is also very important there. It sounds very difficult, but luckily KDP has a detailed guide with images, so you won't have to figure this all out on your own. And if you're publishing an ebook, things are much easier because you can use Kindle Create, which is an app. It's specifically designed for Amazon KDP. However, if you choose to go down that road, remember that Kindle Create exports ebooks in a KPF file, and that only works on Amazon. So you'd have to convert the file format or use different apps if you want to sell your ebook on other stores as well. So, okay, that's your formatting done. Before you hit publish, there's one last thing you should do, and that is to research your keywords, which are super important. Keywords are words or sentences that buyers type into the search bar in order to find books like yours. The higher you are on the results page, the higher your chances of getting a sale. But it's not as simple as putting in keywords like thriller book or romance or even cowboy romance. Those keywords might fit your genre, but because they're used so often, there's a lot of competition and it's very hard to stand out. This is why it's a good idea to use keywords that have a few thousand searches per month. That's not too high, but also not too low. Here's an example. At the time of filming this, the word thriller ebook or thriller book has come over 100,000 searches on Amazon. Gripping thriller book has over 20,000, and gripping thriller book for women shows over 10,000. This means that many people are searching for this kind of book, but when the competition isn't as high, when you niche it down. So Amazon KDP lets you put in 7 keywords. Use them wisely. Once your book is published, it doesn't mean your work is over though. And that's because marketing never really ends. And you can use different marketing options such as Amazon's paid advertising service. You can do free giveaways on Instagram or TikTok videos. You can also ask your readers for a review, but remember that paid reviews are strictly forbidden. So before we part for today, let's go over our 3 tips to achieve success with Kindle Direct Publishing. Tip number 1, create a large social media presence. Again, you want to get a target audience as easiest when you already have an audience, so you can start growing your social media straight away, even if you're only just beginning to work on your book. Our second tip is to invest in a high quality editor and cover artist. The quality of what's on the outside is very important for marketing, while the quality of what's on the inside is crucial for the reading experience. And finally, go the extra mile for your readers. Offer bonus chapters, create merchandise, or connect with your audience online. The more incentives you offer, the better. And you can always sign up for Kindle Unlimited, which distributes your book to even more readers. And that's us for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below or drop us an email, editors@firstediting.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.